What is up, the world? It is your friendly neighborhood Slipgator here. Ooh, 5,000 subscriber special, guys. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day. I decided to do the Q&A over some video of me working on the area over here. I don't know if we're exactly at 5,000 subscribers yet, but I think we're really, really close. So thank you guys all for your support. I'll be back at the end of the video to talk a little bit more. But so here's the Q&A. So, peeps, let's answer some questions. Which one first? James Lutz writes, if you could have one machine for Feed the Beast, what would it be? Trick question. Well, let's set some ground rules for this. I'm assuming you have power source. I mean, what's a machine? You know, if you can only have one machine, does it have to be like a thermal generator? And then you only can generate power. And so what else would you do? Or what if it was a macerator? Because that way you could double all your resources. But if you can only choose a macerator, then you need... What good is it? Then you just have dust. And you have lots of it. So, I don't know. I think really the coolest, one of the best machines in Feed the Beast, or the thing that I like in Feed the Beast most is Applied Energistics. Just the mod in general. But if I had to pick one machine, I'd probably say the macerator is the most useful. I mean, doubling all your resources is pretty BA. So... yeah. Another question I get, Machinations asked it. Some of these people, you guys might have asked the questions twice or whatever. I'm just going to answer them once, and the first person was that asked it. I'll say who they were. So Machinations is a long-time sub, says, what computer do you recommend and what microphone do you recommend? Computer, I mean, it's up to you, whatever you like. I have an i5. I have the specs of my computer on the About section of my channel page, but I run an i5 2500 3.2 quad core, and I only have 8 gigs of RAM, and I have kind of like a normal machine. It's not super amazing, but so the question of the microphone, the Blue Yeti is what I use. That and the Podcaster are both really, really good mics, USB mics. Probably those are the two that are the top of the line USB mics. So yeah, there you go, Mecca. Little Duncan asks, can I get a shout out? Yep, you can. Ernest Servant asks, how often do you stream? Is there a schedule? So there's no stream schedule, and I often don't stream. I guess that would be the answer. I often really don't do a lot of streaming. I have the last couple of nights, actually. And normally I just do it, I send something out on Twitter. The reason I don't stream very much is because, and I've talked about this before, but I spend so much time recording. Like, that's all my free time is recording, and I've kind of reached the breaking point. This is really all I can fit in, so I try to stream if I can. There's no real schedule. Follow me on Twitter at SL1PG8R, and then you can see when I'm streaming and stuff like that. So Bob Joe asked like 5 million questions. Let me see. Do I enjoy my job? No. I mean, I don't enjoy it. I don't think to myself, I can't wait to go to work today. That's not the kind of job that I have. Is it a bad job? Absolutely not. It's not a bad job at all. It's, I'm good at it, and, it's not bad, but I wish that, I have a long commute. There's not really any upward mobility there. And my ultimate dream job is YouTube. I want to be my own boss and just make, create content and kind of be a video artist. That's what I would love to do. So there's that. How long have you been living with your girlfriend? She's girlfriend or wife. She's not my girlfriend or wife. She is my girlfriend. But she'll probably end up being a wifey someday. But we've been living together for like 2.5 years now. Do I want kids, and what would I name them? I don't know if I want kids. I'm not sure. There's a lot of different reasons behind that. One of them being that, daycare in my area is like $2,000 a month, and I can't afford that. So I don't know. Financially, I just can't have a kid. I could, but we'd have to eat like rocks and sticks and stuff. So, and if I was to name a kid, I've talked a lot to my girlfriend a lot about that. We really like her father's name, which is Hien, because it's kind of like Ian, because she's Vietnamese, my girlfriend. So Hien is her father's name. And it's kind of like Ian, which is like an American name, and it's kind of like Vietnamese. Well, it is Vietnamese, so I think that would be a cool name That or Thunder Warrior. No, I don't want to name my son Thunder Warrior. Or my daughter. That'd be a really good name for your daughter, Thunder Warrior. Do I prefer Hypercraft pack or Hypercraft pack? Well, Hypercraft runs 1.5, 1.4 point something, and Hypercraft was running. We were running the same mod for a while, and then they run a custom pack now, and we were running a kind of custom pack towards the end. I don't really know as I prefer either one. The Hypercraft pack was a little more updated, but when Hypercraft updates, it will be too. They're both really rad. What other genres of games do you like? If you haven't noticed, back in the day, the earliest videos on this channel, which aren't very good, are all first-person shooters, and I really like playing first-person shooters. I know that's kind of in the Minecraft community almost frowned upon. I don't know, but I really enjoy it. The community's not the best, especially like on Xbox. People just aren't super nice, which is one of the reasons why I love the Minecraft community, is because of how cool everybody is. But yeah, so FPSs. And what other jobs have I had? Oh my gosh. My first job was raking blueberries. That was when I was like 14 years old. And I worked on farms, baling hay and rocking fields and cleaning cow stalls. That's good times. I worked at a Dairy Queen. I worked at a Holiday Inn restaurant called Killarney's as a cook. I was a dishwasher there, and one morning I worked the early shift, which was like 5:30 a.m. And one morning the cook came in drunk, and he got fired, and I was hired immediately to be a cook. So I was a cook there, and I worked at Domino's Pizza for a few years at Penn State University, which was probably the best job I've ever had so far as job satisfaction. Pizza delivery is the best job. Everybody's happy to see you, and you're pretty much your own boss. You just drive around in a car all day and mop a floor. It's really not a bad gig. So what else have I done? I worked at the Music Emporium, which was I talked about in a video just recently, where I sold pool tables, foosball tables, guitar equipment, music equipment. We did what else did we do there? Church organ repair. It was a really crazy place. So I worked at a TGI Fridays for a while. I'm old, remember. I've had a lot of jobs. Trying to think what else I've done. I worked construction for a while. I did the TGI Fridays gig. I worked at a fine dining restaurant called Burley's for a long time. Then I got a job working at T-Mobile in customer service, and then I ended up working in their resource planning department, which is like, it's a really weird job. You plan people. Plan where people are going to be when they're going to do trainings and stuff like that, and you do statistics monitoring and reporting, a lot of spreadsheet work, and that's led me to do what I do now. So right now I work for SiriusXM Radio, and I monitor their call center statistics, and it's extremely interesting. And it's not really very interesting, but you got to do what you can do. What is my favorite type of food? That is, I do not have a favorite type of food. I love all foods pretty much equally. Well, no, some foods I like more, but I'm a big foodie. I worked in food, as you just heard, for a long, long time. And I really like food. I'm a lover of, I love sushi. I love Asian cuisine. I'm about 20% Asian now, so I really like Asian food. Anything. But I'm really kind of into, higher end food. Anything that's different too. I've eaten balut before and bugs and stuff like that. It doesn't really bother me, and I really like that stuff. I wouldn't be I don't come home from work and think, oh my gosh, I hope there's bugs. But no, it's not like that. But I'm adventurous with food. But yeah, anything really. But wow, you know what? If I had to pick one food, I would have to say pho is my favorite food. Pho is it's PHO, and it's a Vietnamese soup, and it is. I just love it. I love it more than anything, more than steak. So, do I like watching specific shows or sports? I am completely and totally missing my sports gene. I do not understand why people like sports. I don't get it. So, and for me, sports are like competitive online gaming. Those are really my sports. I really like that stuff. I love watching competitive online gaming, whether it's like FPSs or, old Korean StarCraft tournaments, stuff like that. I really like that stuff. So Assassin Gamer asks, if I could avoid all copyright issues, what would my theme song be? It would be Hoes in Different Area Codes by who's Ludacris? No, I'm just kidding. It wouldn't be that song. I don't know what my theme song would be if I didn't have any copyright issues. I just don't know. I like a lot of different kinds of music. I don't know. I really can't say. I didn't put any forethought into this, so I didn't think ahead of time of what it would be, and I don't think there's one song that I really like. I really like Danse Macabre, which is the song that I use now. I think that song lends itself really well to like intros. I think it's really cool. So Unselling Wizard asks, which is better, cake or pie? Well, the cake is a lie, so pie's where it's at. No, but seriously, I'm a pie liker. A pie liker? Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I like pie better. I can't tell you why. I just like it. Cake's like almost too sweet. Pie is like the best. Saikoro asks, any plans to change the intro music? Yeah, I have some kind of plans. I think eventually it will happen. I would love to try to remix a dubstep edition of Danse Macabre, or an edition where when the intro does the like dun dun, when it does that first part, that it like busts into a dubstep remix. That would be so rad. So maybe in the future that'll be something that happens. Clortsy Plays asks, how did you start YouTube and why? Pepsi or Coke? So Coke, first of all. Pepsi is, I don't know. I never was a Pepsi or Coke person. I never really thought. I was one of those people who was like, that's dumb. There's no difference really. It's not a big deal. And now I drink Coke Zero like all the time. That's my go-to beverage. How did I start on YouTube and why? I started watching like CNanners and some other guys that were doing FPS work, and I had the games that I was were playing, and they were of close to equal skill, and I thought that the commentary kind of stunk. I didn't think the commentary was that good, and I was like, I could do that. So I started getting into it, and that's kind of really how it was. Like, I just was kind of like, I think the commentaries could be better, but I never really took off. My channel never really took off when I did FPSs. I don't know if it was because the videos sucked or what, but I didn't really market myself very good back then. But yeah, so that's how I got started on YouTube. Guadalupe Torres asks, can I do PvP, or can you ever do a PvP rating server? It'll be cool if you do think so about it. Blah, blah, blah. I think he means to start my own server. I don't know. I do PvP stuff. I just posted a couple Quakecraft videos. Yeah, so that's kind of that. So Drax LP, longtime subscriber, Getting to Carpig member, Tapatocraft member. It's like I'm announcing him as he comes into the ballroom. What I do differently in season 1 of Sliptopia, knowing that I know about Minecraft and YouTube, I would totally not do the derp story arc. I would never have done that in the first season. I would have waited. I think that that's some of the best YouTube I've ever done. I think that the derp storyline is I haven't seen anything like it. I think it's really creative. When I watch myself, which I don't do very often, sometimes go back and watch those episodes, and they're my favorite. And I think that if I would wait until I had some more subscribers to see that, I would have liked that better. I think I would have liked to have more people enjoy it, because even though it's still there, and some people, super fans go back and watch the old playlists and such, it doesn't really get that much play. So yeah. Wooly Creeper, the man, the myth, asks, who would you collab with if you had the chance? And it says excluding anyone you've already collabed with, and non-YouTubers are acceptable. Jesus. No. Gandhi. No. Gandhi would probably be boring. Abraham Lincoln. That would be a good one too. If I wanted to get subs, Hitler would be a good person. I'm sure I'd get a lot of views if I had a Hitler collab. I'm not saying that would be good. I'm not a big fan, but I think I'd get a lot of views that way. Brandon T asks, paper or plastic. Doesn't matter. I actually I'm one of those guys that has his own bags, but I always forget them. And then in the area I'm in, they're very snobby and conscious about the environment. So they charge you a nickel for every bag that you get. But yeah, that's what goes on there. So General Exification asks, any more Dungeon Realms? Will I be doing co-ops with Z and stuff like that? He asked about my favorite food. I answered that. So, and he asked about advice for starting up on YouTube. So, Dungeon Realms is it's an up in the air thing. We don't really know what's going on with it. I might do it. I don't know. My schedule's really full right now. So, emergency mute. Back, and my schedule's really full right now. So, I don't know. We'll be doing that. If it starts back up again, I'll definitely be doing it with Zuljan and friends. So, and advice for new YouTubers. Oh my gosh, guys. You know, everybody says don't get into YouTube to get famous. The reason that is because it's not going to happen for you. Well, at least maybe it might not ever happen, and it's definitely not going to happen right away. So, like, I think a lot of people think that if you get into YouTube right away, it's going to be amazing. They're going to get all these views and all this feedback. It's really kind of an upward battle to do that stuff if that's what you're thinking. So, really, my advice for somebody starting YouTube is, just if you want to make videos and that's kind of like what you want to do, just make videos and have fun making videos and have it be that for yourself. And disable resample if you're using Sony Vegas. That's like my number one rule. Disable resample, because I can't watch videos that don't have resample disabled. They look bad. So Abraham Soto asks, when did you and how did you meet Wooly Creeper and the rest of the gang? I should have put some forethought in this one because I don't remember how I met Wooly Creeper. I think through Stony Plays. It was around that same time, and getting the cart pig and all of that I met Wooly. And like Z, I just met through YouTube's. I really can't remember exactly how we came to meet, which is it's a great story. But I guess I would say from YouTube. But yeah, met all those guys through YouTube's. And they're either their videos or just meeting up with them on other servers and stuff like that. So Dylan Browsing Channel asks, what is my computer? Which I said, if you really want to know what's in the computer, go to the About section of my channel page. And then what kind of keyboard and mouse do I use? I use a Logitech K800 mouse, or keyboard I said. And I use what is this? G9? Yeah, the Logitech G9 mouse. I used a Razer Naga for a while. It's not a bad mouse. But I think it's really kind of MMO specific. I like the G9 a lot. And the Logitech K800, I used to use the Razer, like the Razer mechanical keyboards. And in my earliest videos, you can hear that. And I think it's really bad. Like, it just sounds awful. It's so loud. And the K800 is a great feel, and it's super quiet. It's basically silent. So I really like that keyboard. So somebody put in the comments that I should make my catchphrase stuff and things. Yep, been there, done it. Cass Weber asks, "Do you love me?" I do. And then he wants to get creamy. That's cool. We can do that. Bacon Man McFreely says, "How's life been for you?" Amazing. Question number 2: Can we meet your girlfriend? It's up to her. And can you have a shout out? Yes. So then Relentless Boss asks, if unicorns and aliens try to take over the world, which would you rather be ruled by and why? Well, if unicorns and aliens took over the world, eventually I would assume that they would mate and make unicalians. Yeah, that's what it would be. So they would make unicalians, which I think would be a cruel but fair master. So I think that eventually the best outcome would be unicalian rule. Because although it might there might be a lot of drool, it would still be, a just place to live. What do you do other than playing games? I play games, and I have a girlfriend, and I work. That's about it. That's my life in a nutshell. This is me in a nutshell. Let me take a drink of my delicious drink. So I try to exercise as much as I can. I exercise about 30 minutes a day every day that I'm at work. And when I'm off work, every other day, well, I get in and out of running. I used to be really fat. And I used to weigh about 230 pounds. I'm 5'10", and I lost about 75 pounds a couple years ago. And I gained a little bit of it back. And I try to keep up with exercising because, I'm getting older. I want to be healthy. And yeah, but that and girlfriend and eating. We do a lot of eating, which also is a reason why I like to exercise. Try to keep off some of the weight from eating too much sushi, too many carbs, man. But that's kind of what I do. Majority of my time that I'm not working, I'm YouTubing. That's about it. So let me see here. Crap Slaps 270 asks, do you plan on doing more Feed the Beast episodes with the Hermits after the map reset? Absolutely. I would love to hang out with those guys. They're great guys. So that's an easy one. Austin Nommers asks, so what's your opinion on the crisis in Syria? I couldn't even begin to start. Yeah, I mean, it's awful. It's a terrible, terrible thing. That's my opinion. I really don't have another one. Ground Edge NV or Nick Vegas asks, favorite Sliptopia, Surviving Sliptopia moment? I would say it's the derp stuff. The stuff of the derp army. Next, 559, what up, playa? Which would you rather have, a hook for a hand or a rollerblade for a foot? Simple, hook for a hand. It's, first of all, no one's intimidated by a rollerblade foot. You're never gonna, if somebody tries to, if somebody comes in a dark alley and comes at you, and you like show them your rollerblade foot, they're not going to think twice. But if they come at you and you have a hook hand, they might think twice. That's a weapon. A rollerblade for a foot is just a hindrance. Like which foot? Hopefully not your right foot, because like how are you going to drive? Yeah, hook for a hand. That's the way to go. So Donuts asks, I never even know. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Donut Zigum, I think is how you pronounce it. I always just call him Donuts. But if there was any YouTuber you don't already know and you could just relax and converse with, who would it be? I don't know. Huh. It's a tough one because sometimes you just want to chill out and talk to somebody. Because I think that there's different reasons people want to talk to people on YouTube. You're a fan or you have questions about stuff and things, but I think GB would be a really cool person to pick his brain because I'm interested in YouTube marketing and I think he's really successful at it. And other than that, I think it would be Etho, just so I can gain all of his secrets and expose him to the world. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know if Etho would be cool to hang with. I don't know. I think it would probably be GB just to kind of get some advice. A lot of the big guys, I would love to get some advice from those guys. But at the same time, I think I already know the answer to YouTube. But it just is time. But yeah, all right. XDrux asked YOLO or swag. Hashtag Minecraft. That's what it is. Hashtag Minecraft means YOLO and swag. So, all right, let me see here. Tan Kai Tong asks on the video, can you use ice to break it and get water? Not in the nether, I think is what you're talking about. So, Anuj Tambwakar, I got it, asks, I might just prank Wooly right here with this random mini prank, just so you guys know what's going on the screen. The story behind my username and my real name. My real name is Justin, but almost no one calls me that. Most of the people that I know, like at all, I know from the internet. Like my dad calls me Slip. The pretty young girl calls me Slippy. So yeah, no, not a lot of people call me Justin. When I hear that name, it's almost foreign. I'm always like, that's a weird name. Who's Justin? But the story behind my name, the Slipgator name, is that there's a level, Quake 1, it's E1M1, it's called the Slipgate Complex, and I was about 14 or 15 years old when that game came out. And I imagined that it was owned, the Slipgate Complex, instead of it being a complex that houses a Slipgate, it was that thing, but it was owned by, like, the Slipgator, the guy who kind of, like, oversaw that base. And I really used to push in faces on that level, so it was kind of like my level. And then back then it was really cool to put numbers in your name. And I realized that the name was unique enough that no one is ever going to choose that name for a login. So yeah, I just thought it would work. So what do we got here next? I am Paxel asks, how long do I plan to make YouTube videos? Forever and ever and ever. So, who's next? I will. Jim O'Carr asks, will I remember him? I will, Jim. Jimmo, I will. And Midnight Designer asks, what's the question here? Oh, I don't think he asks a question. He just leaves a comment. And Samuel Gustafson asks, my favorite food, we talked about that. My favorite animal, the Tygon. I don't really have a favorite animal. I talked about how I came up with Slipgator, and he asks, what's up? What's up, the world? I ask you guys that almost every day. But, yeah, not much is up. Somebody actually asked as well, I think I missed the question, do I plan to have, like, pets and stuff like that? And, yeah, me and the previously on girl are trying to have a dog baby. Because I feel like we have a plant baby, and we've managed to keep that alive. I feel if we test out the waters with the dog baby, if we're able to keep the dog baby alive for a significant period of time, perhaps that we can, that's like the checkbox, the stage 3, which would be a human baby. But yeah. So that's all the questions that I have so far, and it's been about the amount of time that I wanted the video to be, so that's going to be it. I know there may be more questions. If I didn't get to yours, I apologize. But yeah, that's it. So thank you guys very much for all your support, your likes and faves and comments and stuff, and just hanging out and being part of the, being part of my world. And yeah, I really appreciate it. It's really special, and being at 5,000 it's pretty unbelievable. Yeah, so that's all I have to talk to you guys about today. If you liked the video, please don't forget to hit the like button, share and favorite it as you see fit. Don't spam it on Reddit. And I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. Yeah.